Good morning. Mm. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for tuning into my channel called Take Heed to the Message with Abang Anwa. It just means Queen. So, we are going to have another discussion, okay? We got to finish this. This might be three parts because I know it's kind of heavy for everybody. So, this might be three parts, okay? So, let's get into the next foolery. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Hey, Steven, how are you? It's good to see you. So, y'all see, I'm barefaced today. Okay. No makeup, no nothing. Okay. And it is what it is. Okay. We will not be long today because this is my week to do running around with the children because they're on spring break. So when your children go to public school and when they get spring break, you have to run them around to the doctor to make sure everything is all right. You know what I'm saying? Dentist, eye doctor, regular doctor. So you get all your spring break stuff in here and then you let the kids have a little fun, you know. Yesterday I posted, I don't usually post our children. I don't. Other parents post their kids, but I don't because I got a lot of hate on my Facebook. So I don't really post our children because people are like, they hateful. You know what I'm saying? So I don't post our kids like their face and stuff like that. Um, but if you check my Facebook from in the beginning, when I wasn't a content creator, I was posting all the time because, it's just family. But now I have strangers that come and some of them say like the most horrible things to me on my Facebook. And so I don't want my kids to be target. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really post them. But I did post yesterday two pictures, but they were like facing the skating ring. We was down here, Jersey style. You go to the skating ring on spring break. So I was only able to take the two girls. The top princess is at school, so couldn't bring her. And we enjoyed ourselves. I don't post every occasion that I go to. I just don't do that. Like when we travel out, I don't post that either. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not safe when you leave the country. Be posting. You can't post that you in another nation. So I don't really do that. So that's why you only see Take Heed. You see me here in the house and I post. So don't be offended if you only see me, just in the house and posting and stuff like that. Okay. But the kids had a wonderful time. Our big boy, he don't really like to go to the skating ring and stuff like that. He don't really feel the skating ring too much. He like other things. So we do other activities with him. But it's good to spend time with your children. It's good to be around your kids. You know what I'm saying? Let them remember those memories. Boy, I tell you, my kids was like, Mama, oh my God, I wish you could still skate like you used to. I'm like, yeah, I can't do that. I tell you, listen, y'all, I get out there and fall out. You hear me? I will get out there and hurt my back. My back already messed up. And I don't think they'll ever really be able to fix your back. You know what? I tell you, they tell you surgery helps. But sometimes surgery make it worse, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to you. Sometimes that surgery make it worse. But the only thing is that I just wish I would have never gotten that car accident. That's the only thing. F what you heard. People be like, yeah, people get lawsuits and stuff like that from a car accident. You do. But F what you heard. I wish I would have never gotten in a car accident. You hear me? I wish I would have never gotten in a car accident. I wish that man would have never met me that day. You know what I'm saying? I wish he would have um never was driving and eating at the same time and on his cell phone. How you do all that? You eating on your cell phone and you driving. Like who does that? You know what I'm saying? Oh my God. Good morning, Stephen. Good morning, 18. Good morning, Renee. Good morning, Green Beans. How are you? It's good to see y'all. Thank you for coming to rock with me this morning. We won't be too long today because I got to take the second princess to the dentist today. The other two already went. And the dentist was laughing at me. The dentist said, "Why did they come to the dentist?" I said, "It's a checkup." The dentist said they don't have no cavities or nothing in their mouth. I said, "I know." He started laughing. He said, "So you know, I'm just giving them a deep clean." I said, "Yes, I know." He looked at me. He said, "I have never seen nothing like this." I said, "Yeah, because they like their father. They don't eat certain things. Like my husband, he not into, now see me, I'm different. But my husband is not into all those sweets. And they're like that too. You know what I'm saying? Like occasionally a little something. But their teeth is good. Okay. And the oldest one, what I had done when she was younger, I think she was like 3 or 4, right? I got her teeth sealed, like all that sealed, everything. So this girl don't have no cavities until 19 years old. She got one until 19. 19. Then I redone them again because you know the baby teeth come out. So I redone them again and got them sealed. And she didn't have no cavities until 19, y'all. So if you get on them teeth early, baby, they won't get them cavities, baby. You hear me? They won't they won't get those cavities. You feel me? Okay? So that's where we going. So that's why I'm starting early today. So the title of this foolery is Christians and Muslims played a big part in the capture of Ham's Bloodline Part 2. Okay? Because if we going biblically, right? Ham is the father of Africa, if we're going biblically, okay? So let's get into the first foolery. Now, I want us to go to Dr. Umar real quick because you know everybody's talking about Shannon, okay? And I'm not here to dog walk Shannon, but I want y'all to hear what Dr. Umar had said, okay? Now, green beans, I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm not passing judgment because I don't think, I just got a feeling. I just got a feeling that something ain't right with this whole situation. But I want y'all to hear how Dr. Umar was going crazy, okay, on Shannon, okay? Check this out right here. This is what happened. Here we go.
I'm standing with Uncle Shannon because I don't like when black men get taken down. I got to stand by. Yes, he's a lifetime snow bunny hopper. Yes, he's a lifetime snow bunny hopper, but that's my brother. Uncle Shannon Sharpe is my brother. I'm standing with Uncle Shannon Sharpe until the facts prove otherwise. I'm standing with Uncle Shannon Sharpe until the facts prove otherwise. If you cannot promise me that you will never seek the company of another snow bunny, I cannot stand with you. Uncle Shay Shay. Uncle Shay Shay.
Uncle Shay Shay.
I'm standing with you, Unc. I think it's a scam. I'm standing with you, Unc. I think it's a scam.
Me too.
I'm standing with Uncle Shannon Sharpe on this one. I'm standing with Uncle Shannon Sharpe on this one, but Uncle Shay Shay?
Oh, God.
No more bunnies after this. Can somebody confirm if he's being accused by snow bunnies or Afro queens?
Oh, my God.
I'm standing with Uncle Shannon because I don't like when black men get taken down.
He said, I'm standing with Uncle Sharpe because I don't like when black men get taken down. What y'all think? What y'all think? Okay? What do you think about this whole thing with Shannon Sharpe? Good morning to Mr. He Said. Good morning to Mrs. She Said. Good morning to Promote Conscious Parenting with the Harrises. Guys, when you get time, please like and subscribe to amazing content creators. You feel me? To two amazing content creators. Like and subscribe to all their channels. You feel me? So, iron out the broad with a heartbeat. Oh, wait a minute. All right. Lordy, not the snow bunnies. Lordy, not the snow bunnies. I'm telling you. Good morning, Young. How are you? So there was a clip that was played of Shannon saying that he would, to the woman, okay? Now I'm gonna share something with you. Now I know some of y'all gonna say, take heed. Now wait a minute, okay? Now I'm gonna share something with y'all. This is nasty what I'm about to say, but I'm gonna share with y'all because this is just my thoughts, okay? Okay? This is just my thoughts over here, okay? Some of y'all like to be choked when y'all doing stuff. So the way he said it, it wasn't like, yes, okay? It wasn't like he was saying it to be like, oh, I'm going to choke you. And she was too calm. She was too calm. So I don't know if she clipped some of the, the talk she was getting with him. She clipped it and put it into another one. I don't know, because AI is real. AI is real, okay? I don't know. We gonna say allegedly, okay? But y'all younger generation, y'all do stuff like this. You hear what I'm saying? Y'all younger generation do stuff like this. When y'all be getting it in, y'all do stuff like this. Choke me and this and that. Turn me around. Put me in doggy style. Y'all do some stuff. Okay? Not like the older generation don't do that. Okay? Not like the older generation. We do that too. But I'm saying, okay? Something is not right here. Because I'm going to share something with y'all. If somebody did this to me, I wouldn't want their money. If somebody, this is what make me like, just look at you like you cray cray. Because if somebody hurt me in this type of way, I want to see you go to jail. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I think so too. 18, he was being fetish. Yes, I think so too. When he said it, I think so too. So I hope I said that word correctly, 18. So this is the uncomfortable truth. I would want you to go to jail. I wouldn't want no money from you. I want to see you suffer. So when they come after money, okay, that's what give me poise. Like, why now? You know what I'm saying? Because that $1 million deal he about to walk into, why now? He about to make more money than he ever seen before. You know what I'm saying? He about to make more money than he ever seen before, just on this deal right here. So I just, I question the motive. I question it because why now? Okay. And this was his response. This was Shannon's response. Here we go.
My family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all of you guys. Thanks.
So when you hear Shannon come out and speak on his own and he says, this didn't happen, I love the fact that he stood up and said, I will not get a shakedown. You know what I'm saying? You will not shake me down. I love the fact that he said that. But the thing is, just like 18 said, she waited this long and never went to the police. She waited this long and never went to the police. That's the problem I got when some of y'all women come forth. Okay? It's not to put them in jail. Like, you should want to put them in jail. If they did something like that to you, your first mind is to want to put them in jail because you don't want them to harm another woman, right? But no, y'all go after the bag. Nah, let me get this money and let me put him in jail. And Tony Busby, they need to take this brother like this man. Now I can't, you know what? I know it's a Caucasian man, but they need to take his license because he be in here doing nonsense. Okay, every time you turn around, you know what I'm saying? He's suing somebody, and then the whole story, some of it sound crazy, and he's just a scammer. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna say alleged, because I don't want to get sued. But he get in there, and every time something happened with somebody, you know what I'm saying? But the thing is that my brothers who have money, y'all gotta be careful who you let into your life. Seriously. I don't care how good this woman look. You gotta be careful of who you let in your life. Okay? NDAs are your friend. Do you hear me? NDAs are your friend. Y'all gotta get with the program. You got to get with the program. You hear me? Because this is nonsense right here. This is full on nonsense. So I just wanted us to touch that just a little bit, okay? Just a little bit. We're going to go out of that, okay? We're going to go out of that and we get into the main event. I'm going to try to finish this video today, okay? Because I know yesterday it was very triggering for everybody yesterday. I'm going to try to finish this video, okay? So Green Bean said, man, we can't win for trying. I understand. I understand, sir. I understand. We can't win for trying. I understand. I don't know why my I don't know why. Okay. I don't know why my computer is acting crazy today. But let me try to go back into it. So put it in the chat. Do you believe Shannon Sharpe had done it, or you believe he didn't? Put it in the chat. 1, you believe he done it. 2, you don't believe he done it, that they lying on him. Okay. So let's get into the foolery. 18, you put 1. All right. Something is not right. Something is not right. We're going to figure it out. It's going to come out. So let's get to the main event, okay? It's going to come out. We're going to find out. 18 said 1. Mr. He said 1. They're liars. All right now. So let's get into the nonsense. Now, I told y'all the title of this foolery is Christians and Muslims played a big part in the capture of Ham bloodline. Okay, so let's get into the nonsense. Let me get back in the chat. Okay, now here's the second part. Here we go. Okay, so remember they're still at the holy ground. They're still there, and he's talking about the bathing stations for the slaves. Okay, so let's get into the foolery. Here we go.
So the same thing, afterwards bathroom, they give them the shea butter to moisturize their skin. All this, you may think maybe it's because they want them to look neat for their good well-being. No, for their health. Just that when they bring them to the market, they are
attractive for sales.
Yes, they want their real quality. They know that anything dirty does attract high price. Okay. That was the reason.
So remember, after that long trip that they took, like 4 to 5 months to get all the way to this seller's market, they had to take them. It was a slave bathing station. Okay. So it looked like a bathtub. It was square, right? And he also says that the water was so dirty, right? It was so dirty they didn't change the waters. The water was so dirty that the slaves, all of them had to just continue to wash. Like they would only put clean water in there, I guess, once a day, fill it up. Because remember, they didn't have any, running water. So they had to go fetch the water from the stream, bring it to the slave bathing station. So each slave washed in that bathing station, but not like a wash where you sitting in here and you scrubbing. They just had to throw water on them, clean that dirt and all that stuff off their legs and bodies, and then put the shea butter, okay? Then put the shea butter on them, okay? Greenby said, I can't understand a word Dude is saying. Of course, I understand, because some Americans, we can't understand African people. Some of us can't, especially if they're just, just talking a little fast, okay? So only some of y'all can't understand African people, but I know I could. And I guess because I worked around them when I was 19 at Newark Airport, so I understood them, okay? So it's a little different. That's why I'm stopping it and then talking to y'all, okay? So let's continue. Here we go.
It's bathing and the shaving of the hair, what. So even when they bring them here, after this kind of punishment by chaining them, and then they remain stagnant in the sun and the water, when you die or when you are dying, they take you to the slave cemetery and then dump you there.
So from here to the slave cemetery, is it far?
It's about 5 to 10 minutes.
Like 10 minutes walk.
No.
Okay, so now he's saying that if after they bath you, right? Okay, and you were dying, like they saw that you were dying, right? Say you didn't die on the way trekking to this place. You didn't die yet, but when you got there, you were like, you were dying after you took that bath, right? So what they would do, the slave raiders, what they would do is they would take you to the slave cemetery. So they have a slave cemetery down there too, okay? So they would take you to the slave cemetery and drop you in the slave cemetery, okay? Now, remember I told you on the way trekking to this place, right? 5 to 6 months, right? If you fell sick and you died, right? Okay? They will leave you in the wilderness and let the wild beasts feast on your carcass. Okay? So now he's saying that if you were like trying to give up the ghost there, once they got you to the seller's market, the slave raiders who are the Musa, okay? Who are the Musa, but they are labeled the Hausers today. They would take you to the slave grave. They would take you to the slave grave site and drop you there, okay? So you would die there, okay? Now, let's continue.
For walking, it can take you like 20 to 30 minutes.
30 minutes,
yes.
okay.
So they dump
So
you
you have
there.
to drive there?
Yes.
Okay.
So you are dumped there. When you die, closer to that site, there's a place they call Ratin Angulu, meaning Vultures River. Now, the vultures always flew to that site to see if there's any dead human being.
So that they can feed on.
So the frequent dumping of dead.
Okay, so now closer to the grave site, right? They call it like the land of the vultures, right? So vultures stay close to the slave grave site. So if they saw the slave dead on the ground, because they didn't bury the slaves, they didn't bury them. But if they saw them laying on the ground and they saw that the slave was dead, so now the vultures would go and feast on the carcass of the slaves that died, okay? So they stayed close to that area and ate those slaves up. Let's continue. Here we go.
These human bodies there, and they end making them to end up finding their environs there. So they are always there. So the dead body that they dump there, the vultures always flew there to feed on them.
Okay.
So that is how they are treated.
Okay.
It's only few who normally got buried.
Okay.
Yes.
So can we go to the cemetery?
Yes, so from here we go to the cemetery, the wells and
The
bath.
wells and bath.
Yes,
Wow. So finally we are the slave
wells and bath,
Salaga slave wells and bath heritage site,
known as one Kambai.
known as one Kamban, one Kambai. Okay, one Kambai.
Yes.
Wow.
So now, I don't know if you heard him, but he said we are at the slaves' wells and bath, okay? Wells and bath, and then they'll be closer to the grave site. Because remember, I told you from the wells and bath, if they saw that you were sick, because they couldn't sell a sick slave. So when they saw that you were sick, they would take you to the grave site and drop you there. Okay, 18, you say, yes, I heard him. Good. Okay, here we go.
Slave well. So
Yes.
this one and another slave well. So these are the original slave wells.
Yes. The whole is just that some of them have been closed.
Okay.
All this place, the whole of here, used to be
The slave wells
the
and
wells.
bath.
Yes. The wells were
Is that-
everywhere. There were more than 100.
Wow. Is there water inside?
Yes.
He said there were more than 100 wells, y'all. More than 100 wells that where the slaves were bathed. Can you imagine how many people they were bringing to this place? More than 100 slave wells. Okay? Oh my God. Let's continue. Here we go.
Season people fetch water here.
Let me guess. You're thinking about
Commercial, sorry, y'all. More than 100 slave wells, y'all. Oh my God. It was water inside. But he's looking now, but there's no water inside. None of them now. They done sealed all those wells up. They sealed them all up. Now they do have one that is continuously water. It won't stop. Like the water just continuously water in one of these wells. Hey Brian, what's going on, baby? So continuously water keep in this well, but the water is really dirty, like really nasty. He's gonna talk about that too. Okay, here we go.
I think that this place looks a bit waterlogged. There's a bridge here. So it was like the best spot.
Yes. I told you about the slave agents. They are business and they are very smart. Strategic, yes. So from here up to the whole of this area.
The whole of this area?
Yes.
The dark wells here?
The dark well, the wells. So
Wow.
they fetch water here, then they walk from here up to the
other side.
Other side, very far distance.
Wow.
All this.
So where do they bath?
That's where I was showing you. It's over there. The bath is down there. You see the
So they'll
structure?
come and fetch the water here?
Yes.
And where's the bath?
It's down there.
How far is it?
I can say maybe about 10 to 15 minutes walking distance. The bath are just an underground.
So they would fetch the water from the wells, over 100 wells, they said. Fetch the water from the wells and then walk like 10, 15 minutes with the water to go and wash their body, get all that sand and everything off their body, and then put the shea butter to look presentable to be bought. Okay, let's continue.
A hole, the dark, the white, it's like somehow white underground. So you fetch the water, then you just squat with your calabash inside.
Wow.
Then maybe you may see something similar. It just because
So this is also
another well. Yes. You see here, this one like that is a well, but they close it.
It's a well that has been closed.
Yes. When you look over that, you see one that has been closed. The whole of this area, the wells were many. They were just scattered. Because the slaves, imagine about 1,000 to 1,005 slaves arriving. So the wells were also many. And
where does this road lead to?
To the markets. So when they brought them here on arrival, because of the distance, they don't send them straight to the market because they know that before arriving they look dirty and then dusty. So they always bring them here first.
Okay.
Then afterwards, when they brought them here, they fetch water from the wells. Then they go to the bath, have their dish where they do the shaving and everything. Like you see, those that I mentioned, they use the.
So I got to stop real quick. Brian, I see what you wrote. Thank you, 18, for acknowledging it. Brian, you right. But I'm going to share something with you. I didn't know this either. Okay? I didn't know this either. My king was watching a documentary. And so that's what made me interested in it. And I was going to leave the room and let him finish. And he was like, no, come sit down. I want you to watch this with me. And sometimes I'm stubborn. I'm like a little kid sometimes. And I'm like, why? He's like, this is a part of your past. Watch this. So I sat up and watched it with him. And I began to cry. He was like, no, don't cry. Don't cry. Watch this. Because I want you to be able to share this. So that's why I'm sharing it with y'all. And I'm trying not to cry either. So let's get into it. Here we go.
Broken mirror or any sharp object, broken bottle to shave their hair if the hair is bushy. Then afterwards they give them shea butter, moisturize their skin. Then, meaning they have prepared them for sale. They are now neat. All their physical qualities and everything is out. So from here, now they walk from here straight to the market where they go and then exhibit them like animals.
He said they would I'm gonna say the word wrong, but I'll say it like this. He said that after they bath, they put the cocoa butter on. You know what I'm saying? That shea butter made that skin nice and shiny, because it's something about our skin when we touch Vaseline, we touch shea butter. You know what I'm saying? Our skin glows like the morning sun. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you ever. We gonna get a little fresh, but if you ever like lotion your wife down with some oil and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like her attributes of her body, it comes out like you like amazed. You know what I'm saying? So that makes our body just beautifully shine. And so the slave raiders, the Musa, okay, the Musa, but now known as the Hausers, okay, which this is a Muslim tribe, okay. They made sure the product looked good so that they can display them, okay, like animals, he said. He said so they can display them on stage like animals, okay? Let's continue. Here we go.
Okay, so what this is like a trail path to the market?
Yes, so meaning where we are walking now, like we are tracing the route of the slaves. We are following the slave route. So this is.
But it was not paved.
No, it was not paved. This one is just a latest development.
Good morning, underrated darkness.
And he said where the bath is nowhere near here.
No.
So they will come and fetch the water in
So the whole of these areas were distant. Wells.
Wells.
Yes, when you look over there, you see another well.
Oh, Brian,
okay.
So they are just there everywhere. They are there everywhere. Some of them are closed. People have closed them because they are now farming here and things. If not, the wells were many. So all here you see part of this in the well.
Then it's a well farm.
Yes.
It's a farm of wells because from that side to this side is a very big place. It's a very, very big place. So who used the concrete around it?
Yeah, this is the development that sometimes you have some at the assembly, sometimes government agency, just like the GTA. People do come to like in attempt to developing the site. So anybody come and then do whatever they think they can.
So during the rainy season, how is this place like? Is it mushy?
Not all that. Other side is very mushy.
It's very mushy?
Yes. Because that's even people's farm.
Okay. But there were wells over all that place.
Some of the wells were closed.
If you want to count, how many wells do you estimate that were dug here?
There were more than 100.
More than 100 wells were dug here.
Yes.
More than 100.
Then water was fetched.
Yes, from here.
From here too.
So like going to the bath, you see this
I can
point.
see this summer hut.
Yes, so that is a resting point. Like maybe you are going there as a tourist. So when you get there, you can sit, rest, then you continue. So that tells you how.
Okay, so this road actually goes to the
market.
It goes to the market.
Yes.
So what the bathing side?
The bathing side. So from at that point, it's just the same road.
Okay.
And
so when you get to the bathing point, we see.
You may see some because the grasses have grown. So sometimes they cover. I told you it's just underground. It's just in here. So sometimes grasses do cover it, but we may see something.
Can we attempt to look at the bathing site?
So something that human being can contain human being.
Okay. Is it deep inside?
Not deep. Not deep. You just enter like this. Then you put your calabash.
Okay.
Here. So you bath.
Okay, so it's not that deep, maybe some 2 feet.
No.
2 feet down.
No.
It's not even up to 2 feet.
No, it's not up to 2 feet. It's just something that you can just enter, put your water, and then you bath. That's all.
So like just round like this, and then just get down, put your calabash here.
Yes, then that's all.
Then you just fetch the water.
So after they go get the water from the well, right? They go to a different part of this site, okay, where it's open, okay, that there's no trees that could hide them. And they're all amongst each other, bathing themselves in the calabash, digging the water out, bathing themselves. And the Musa will be there with the guns and horses and watching them. Because remember, they're not sold yet. So the Musa has to watch their merchandise. Now I'm going to share something with you. The Musa, when you hear this name, you're not thinking that this is the Hausa people. You know what I'm saying? You're not thinking that these are the Muslims. When you hear the Musa, you're not thinking, oh no, this is the Hausa people. You're not thinking that. You're not thinking that. Just like a lot of insurance companies in the United States, right? Okay, that they were a part of the Atlantic slave trade. Okay, they had their hands dipped in blood too. Okay, so they changed their name too. Most of these insurance companies in the United States, they changed their name, okay? Because they don't want you to originally the Musa, okay? So that's scared, that makes people be like, what is going on here? You know what I'm saying? That make people be like, what's going on here? So, let me see. I thought my phone was trying to act up again. Okay, so let's get to the rest of it. Mind you, this is for educational purposes because I know y'all trying to take my string down. This is for educational purposes, okay? Educational purposes only. Let's continue. Here we go.
Bath.
Yes.
So you wash your face, you wash your hands.
That's how you finish.
You wash your feet.
Yeah. With the slave agent standing looking at you. Watching you bath.
If you're a woman, they are looking at your nakedness.
They don't have a problem.
If you're a man, they are looking at your nakedness.
That's when you finish, they will give you shea butter. Then you moisturize your skin. Then
there was no towel.
No, nothing of that sort. So
they didn't use sponge to also bath. Just your hands.
Just to wash away the dust. That's all. All just to bring out your
melanin skin.
So that when you get to the market, you attract high price. Okay. That was the main purpose.
So I want to ask this question again.
Okay.
Mr. Jamal, yes. I want to ask this question again. Are you saying that in all this, the white man was not here?
Not at all. For Salaga slave markets,
which is like the biggest.
Yes, the origin of most of the African slaves, the white man, he was not here. It turned out they didn't want to come. They were...
Okay, 18, you hiding him. I was hiding him. So something happened. Thank you, 18. Thank you for hiding him back. I appreciate you. So did you hear what he said?
Ashantis.
Did you hear what he said? He said the white man was never there. Do you hear me? The white man was he never came to the slave market. This is for educational purposes, okay? This is for educational purposes only, okay? YouTube, don't try to take my channel down, okay? This is for educational purposes only. Let's get in here.
Yes. They were prevented by the Ashantis, so they didn't get the opportunity, the chance to come.
Why did the Ashantis prevent them from coming?
You know, Ashantis were in control of the Salaga slave market.
Okay.
They have the control.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we come in with the Ashantis. So now it's changing. So Ashantis didn't allow the Caucasian people to come onto the land because they were in charge of the slave market. So the Ashantis had a hand in it too. That's why I tell y'all, okay? That's why I tell y'all both religions had a part to play in this when it came to this money. Both religions had a part to play in it. Both of them have hands dipped in blood. Okay, let's continue. Here we go.
They were also part of the slave market. It's like they gave the command, or they gave the freedom that the houses and the Zambrambes, these people, you can capture people and sell them in our territory.
Something like that.
So was it like they monopolized the market?
So he's saying that they had an agreement. So the Hausers, which is the Musa, and the Ashantis had an agreement that you can capture these people and bring them to the market to sell them. So they allowed the Hausers to bring their people, not the Hausers people, but the people that Hauser had captured. Okay, the Musa, who was the slave raiders. Okay, they captured these people, then brought them to Ashantis, and Ashantis allowed them to sell these people in their market. Because back in this time, Ashanti market was the biggest of them all. The Ashanti market was the biggest of them all. And he's going to say that. Let's go into it. Here we go.
Something like that, as they monopolized the cola market.
Okay.
Since then, they succeeded in preventing the Europeans from coming until the slave trade was abolished. You know, there was a time when there was a war between one of the Europeans. I don't know whether it's the British or but in that last war, they decisively defeated the Ashantis. So it was after then that they came to North. They get the opportunity of coming to North. But then the slave trade was abolished.
So even though, if only I'm right, even though the Ashantis were controlling this whole place under their empire, they allowed the slave trade to happen.
Oh yes.
So can one boldly say that Ashantis are also part of the pioneers of the slave trade in Ghana?
Yes. Yes.
Growing up.
So when we look at just Caucasian people that are responsible for the slave trade, right? Because this is what we were taught growing up, that they came to Africa, they walked through the wilderness and was finding us. This is what we were taught. No, and put your hand up if that's what you were taught. Were you taught that the white man went to Africa and was in the woods and everything, in the wilderness, hunting people? I was taught that. I was taught that. Raise your hand if you were taught that. That's what you were taught growing up. That they went into the wilderness and was hunting people and snatching them and putting them on chains and everything like that. But guess who it really was? They said the people had horses, they had guns, they had all these things. They had spices, they had jewelry, they had cowries, they had material to give to your king and queens to buy you and stuff like that. Who was taught that? We were all taught that. But it was the Musa that was responsible for our capture. It was them. Right now today, any northern part of Africa, okay? The northern part of Africa, Hauser controls that. You will never meet a Muslim or African Muslim that is poor. You will never meet one. Never meet one, because they keep their money in-house. The money that they have made from generations and generations has stayed in the Hauser. Just like when we have these insurance companies and rich families who stay rich is because of the Atlantic slave trade. Because of the Atlantic slave trade, it stayed with them. Same thing like Hauser. You could never go against a Hauser man with money. He'll outbeat you every time. He'll outbeat you. If his wealth can't handle it, he'll get another brother. All of them together can buy properties galore. Hauser schools, their land is better than anybody else in Africa. They live better. That's no lie. That's no lie. I know some of y'all like, wait a minute, take heed. Nope, it's no lie. All you got to do is do the research for yourself. That's all you got to do is the research for yourself. So we were told that white men did this and white men did that, but it was our own that sold us. It was our own that sold us. Now, do they have remorse now for the stuff that they have done? Yes, they do. They have remorse now. If you listen to the governments of all these nations that were involved in the slave trade, they'll tell you, we want to give y'all citizenship. Why you think Ghana want everybody to come home? Why you think Ghana be telling everybody, come home, you belong here? Why you think they tell you this? Why you think they cut off a special part of Ghana and told African Americans, come home and build? Why you think they told them that? Why you think the other nations are welcoming us home? Because they feel bad about what they done. And what they did, they didn't know that they was going to make Africa come to a standstill. They didn't know that. They didn't know getting rid of our bloodlines, because we were not just regular people. They didn't know getting rid of this part of the bloodline would put them in a standstill. Can you imagine if all of us was still in Africa? I'm just saying. The ones who were taken from Africa, I'm not talking about the ones who were already here. Okay, you migrated to here. But I'm saying that, can you imagine if we were still there? Africa would be a superpower, what it's supposed to be. Okay, because all of these different minds, okay, but our brothers decided, Christian and Muslim, decided, let's sell them. Let's sell them. And the Musa was in charge of rounding us up and bringing us to the Ashanti market. I know it's nasty, but it's true. Let's continue.
You know, those days is just I don't know how to call it, but like that kind of primitive nature of life. So like European goose, something European. Okay. They see it, they have never seen it before. Yes, so they want to have it. And you know, at that time, kings were very powerful. So if you are not a royal, you are not a descendant, you are an accent, you can be reduced to anything.
Like if you are not a royal, you are not anything.
Yes, you are no royal, you are no rich, you are not from the social class. Then even maybe somehow a commoner, rather than that. But for a slave, like you are nothing. So sometimes I look at it as our people, it depends, it's already like the kind of our way of treatment to our own people before the arrival. That is what gave rise to this. We already don't have that kind of respect for our colleagues, especially those we give as slaves. That made us to go into that. It depends because of the who were using them. To me, that is how I see it. Because definitely, if we value them, definitely we will agree and then engage in those things.
So, with what you are saying, like the Golu slave defense war and the Naralegu slave defense war, would you say that in that part of the country they really value their?
That is after all they came to realize that the slave raiders were those like Hausa, the strangers coming from other distance. So now they are now struggling to rescue them.
But there's an unknown slave.
Yes. And sometimes when they enter in a community and they want to raid, they will end up even a distance capturing a royal because they don't know. But when they enter and then they are raiding with their gun, they have a gun.
Okay.
So with a gun, when they enter, it doesn't matter who you are.
Raid you.
Yes.
So now in the beginning of the Atlantic slave trade, right? Okay, in the beginning, this is what he was trying to say. In the beginning, they just captured the people who didn't have anything. Like the poor families and stuff like that, they captured them. But when the slave trade started getting more hotter and more money and stuff like that, they captured royals too. Like if you were a king in your village and they took over the village, they put you in slavery. They put your wife in slavery. They'll put your children in slavery too. Okay. So even royals were enslaved too. Okay. When the slave market started getting hot in Africa and they started making a lot of money from it. So then later they didn't care who they captured. Okay. Who they captured. They didn't care. Now, I know y'all remember the story of the woman king, right? Y'all remember that story. Some of that stuff that they were talking about, okay? Some of that stuff they were talking about were part of the Musa. Do y'all remember when the warrior women were fighting the Musa in the movie? Do y'all remember? When the warrior women was fighting the Musa. And one of the kings that was in it, the original king, was saying that his brothers sold their mother into slavery. The mother was a queen, a former queen, and they sold their mother into slavery. Okay. And they got a lot of money for the mother. I don't know if y'all remember the movie. Okay. So some royalties got sold into slavery. This is when the Musa didn't care no more. They was like, we just going to take whoever we want because y'all can't do nothing about it. Okay. And this is when the woman king was formed, when they went to that place and they started fighting everybody, tearing that place up and stuff to get their women soldiers out of there, because the Musa made an agreement that they would never touch certain tribes. And so they crossed it because they like, we just gonna take who we want. We don't give a damn. So some part of the movie, okay, some part of the movie was based on the Musa. Okay, so I don't know how real the woman king is. I don't know that they did have in ancient Africa. There were women who were queens. Well, I guess queen king or something like that. But they ruled on their own without a man. An ancient part. I'm not sure when, but this is what I was told. But we're going to go into that too and see if that is real as well. So here we go. Let's continue.
For this honorable man in chain. Anyway. Okay. Guys, let's go to the
slave cemetery.
The cemetery.
They're going to the cemetery. Now they got to drive to the cemetery, but the slaves had to walk. So you know that this is about, I think he said it's about a 10, 15-minute drive. So if they were walking, so mind you, they had already walked 5 to 6 months. And now they done got to the Bath and Wells. And now anyone who was sick, they got left into the slave, how can I say this? The slave burial site. Okay. So let's continue. All right, let's get in here. Let's continue. I don't know why I'm getting so many trolls today. It's so crazy. I'm getting so many trolls today. Here we go. And the commercial is coming. So Green Bean said, a warrior tribe of women, they put our history in our face without you knowing it. This is true. Now, thank you so much for the $9.99 super chat, Brian. Brian said, my amazing sister, for all you do and all you share. Blessings. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. Thank you for donating to the channel. Guys, if you like the content, please like and subscribe to the page. Also donate to the page. I know that this is not the conversation y'all want to have because, you know, the pussy and dick conversations are good, you know, and that's what my channel usually does. So we talk about the pussy and dick conversations and the current events. But there's times where we have to learn teaching too, okay? So this is one of those times. And I know when y'all don't like these things because my numbers are never large. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't like this type of conversation because my numbers and views are always short. The donations are always short too, because this is a triggering conversation and most people don't like to hear the truth. Okay. But I do thank you, Brian, for donating to the channel. I thank everybody who is here. Thank you for coming. Everybody who was here, thank you for stopping by. So let's continue. Here we go.
Finally, we are there. Salaga, slave cemetery. And this is where their lives buried. Those who were fortunate.
Those who died out of struggle, hunger, taste, agony, starvation. That is what we're thinking of. Out of the beating to death.
So I can, what bone is this?
This could be a human bone. Yes.
Guys, can you zoom? Can you see this?
Yeah, zoom in. I want to see it too.
Let me take a picture with my phone and then I'll try to see. I'll post and check if anybody can identify what kind of bone it is, you know. And let me put my leg by this side. My leg is size 40, I think 43, 44, 43, yeah. Or size 11, I'm sure. So if anybody can calculate and let's know what kind of bone that will possibly be. So how?
So remember I told you they did not bury the slaves. They didn't bury them. They just dropped them off at this holy ground and left them there. Okay? They just dropped them off and left them there to die. And sometimes they beat them to death. Like those ones who were stubborn. You know the ones I told y'all that they shackled from the neck and put the hands in the back. And then they shackled the feet. They will put that wooden block, a circle wooden block under their knees and make them put their knees on the wood for like hours. They would make them be in that position because they were trying to break them. Okay? They were trying to break them. Salute, sister. Talk that talk. and give the game away. We listening. Oh, thank you, contractor. Tell Shay I said, hey, baby. So let's continue. Here we go. It's sad, y'all. It's sad. Here we go.
How did you manage to put the cement on it? How were you able to identify like this is a grave?
You have the caretaker of this place.
Okay.
And since time immemorial, the family taking care of it. So they know this, it's a grave. So they know the size. So at time,
hey,
when
Daniel,
the time
good morning.
It was washed down, washed away by rain. So they were able to identify the spots where the graves were listed. So we came and then
hello, Mark.
Correct them.
And then try to preserve them.
Okay.
Some are just like boom.
Okay.
Remember, I made mention earlier. Like some of them, they die, they beat them to death and leave the dead body. So you have vultures coming to feed on them. So sometimes it's the bones that.
So just like I said, sometimes they will bring them there and beat them to death, right? Beat them to death there. The stubborn ones beat them to death and leave them there at this cemetery because after they beat them to, they beat them and they die, then the vultures will come in and eat on their carcass, okay? Just start eating them up and stuff like that. So these slaves didn't have a proper burial and stuff like that. A lot of things happen in this place. Oh my God. Can you imagine? Let's continue. Here we go.
Collect and then come and then.
So who collect the bones and bury them? Who collected the bones?
Like sometimes the natives around,
Okay.
who sympathize with them. And they're just.
So this whole area
is part of the slave cemetery.
It's part of the slave cemetery. So this to the other. Wow. So the vault.
Y'all, the land is big, y'all. The land is big, y'all. And so I guess over time, they decided to bury the bones instead of letting the bones just sit out. They decided over time to put those bones in the ground, have a ceremony for the people who died, I guess, and then they buried them. Because now you see like a makeshift graves. But it's like they pushed all the bones together in one grave. So it looked like it looked like 20 like seals on the ground now, like cement seals, 20. So, they're not going to know who is who. So they pushed everybody bones together and buried them. Okay. So the land is like clear now. You saw one bone that was embedded in the ground. The guy said, look at this one, look at this one. So the person who runs the place, he says, I don't know why that's there. He says, let me take a picture. So he takes a picture of the bone. And the bone is there, but it's embedded into the ground. But anyway, let's continue. Here we go.
I'm here.
When you go down there, the river they call the Vultures River.
The Vultures River.
Yes,
The Vultures River. Wow.
Rafi Angulu.
Yes, Angulu is Vulture.
Okay. Rafi.
Yes.
So River Vulture.
The Vultures will go to this side. The dead body is there.
Commercial. So now they're going down to the vultures lair, like where all the vultures are. And they stay close to the cemetery because there was an abundance of bodies there. Okay. So they feast off the carcass of some of our ancestors. Okay. Some of, you remember now, sometimes they would capture a family. Okay. They captured a family. They had children they captured as well and stuff like that. So it was a lot. So the Musa was responsible for a lot. So when we get in here and we just say only Christians were responsible for the slave trade, that was not true. Muslims and Christians played a big part in our demise and a part of Ham's bloodline. Okay. Oh my God. Can you imagine the stretch of the graveyard? I'm telling you, the graveyard is something. The graveyard is something. Here we go.
The dead body bed on them.
Okay, so in memory, we weep because of your deaths, but we'll never forget your sacrifice. Neither we nor our children and generations following love your descendant. 10 a.m. October 2015. Who erected it?
Yes, actually, I don't know.
Okay.
Like in the 90s.
Okay. I'm sure the person might be from the diaspora.
Yeah.
And then just identify him or herself and just came to honor their parents here.
So these are some examples.
Yeah. So this whole yard was a graveyard, and it was a graveyard of dishonor, a graveyard of lost like identity, like lost freedom. Hopeless,
out of trauma,
hunger, starvation, suffering.
People are beaten to death.
Those were beaten to death.
Yeah.
Some were even raped.
Yes.
And maybe some might have even been pregnant when they were captured.
Yes, because anybody at all, as soon as they enter, anybody at all, if you are not making it, you die on the way. If you made it to here, you are weak, you are dying, they bring you here. If they want to punish you because of this trouble or something, they bring you here. And if you how you what person.
He said even pregnant women made it there. He said if you were too stubborn, they would beat you inside the grave site so that they would beat you till you die. So even if you were pregnant, they captured you, and when they saw that you were weak, they will bring you there to die in this place. So it was our own that did this to us. It was our own that put our ancestors in this trauma. It was our own. We look alike. It was our own that did this. So when we get in here and we talk about the white man did this, if it wasn't for our brothers who captured us, the white man would have never even smelt us. Do you understand what I'm saying? If it wasn't for our own capturing us, do you understand? The white man would have never knew about us. But because they found out that you make more money, you're going to get more riches by selling us. This was the thing they had in their mind. And to torture us. See, we wasn't just our word by the white man. We was our word by our own brothers. We were whooped to death by our own brothers. We did not experience the white man until we got to the Ivory Coast, to the ship. Then we experienced the white man. But all the trauma that we have experienced was from our own first. Our own did a lot of evil to us. See, when we want to get out here and do the blame game, everybody got to get it. Everybody got to get it. You understand? When I say get it, everybody got to share a part of this blame. Africa got to share a part of this blame. Britain got to share a part of this blame. France got to share a part of this blame. Italy got to share a part of this blame. America got to share a part of this blame. But where did it start, my brothers and sisters? Where did it start? If you like the content, like and subscribe to the page. Also donate to the page. My brothers and sisters, where did it start? If it wasn't for the Musa getting in here saying that we gonna make more money doing slave trade, the Musa who are labeled the Hausas today, if it wasn't for the Musa Muslim religion saying let's get them because we gonna make more money selling humans, okay, and then we gonna pass them off to the Christians. We going, mind you, they can't stand the Christians, right? They can't stand the Christians. The Christians can't stand them. But they were able to do work together to destroy Ham's bloodline. They were able to do that, though. They were able to do that, their own brothers. We look alike. We look alike. And you were able to sell us and our word us and bring us to who? The white man. But the stories we were told growing up was that, oh, the white man went into the forest and they was shooting at everybody and this and that. But no, it was our own that was shooting. It was our own that came in there with horses, came in there with jewelries and cowries and spices and wine and stuff. It was our own that got in there and talked to the king and said and lied to the king, oh, we're going to take them to school. Oh, we're going to do this because why? If you get up there and tell this king that you're taking his people to be enslaved, he not going to let you take his people. But you told them, you told the king, oh, I'm going to, okay? I'm going to train them. They're going to go work there. They're going to go to school. This is what they told them. The Muslims of that time, we all looked alike. Right now, if you go to the northern side of Africa, you see us. You see us. You see us. And they decided, okay, we're going to make more money selling our brothers and sisters. Let's continue.
To the extent that if you come with your entire the movement on YouTube, then when you die, so it's only few people that.
And the person that's there doing this documentary, he's trying not to cry. He's like walking back and forth and stuff like that. You can tell that it's hurting him. He's trying not to cry. And the one who is the he's the I guess we'll call him a puff. So in Africa, when you are a professor, they call you Puff. Okay. So the professor is trying to explain what happened in this place. Okay. He's trying to explain to him, and the young man who's coming to do the story, he's walking back and forth because it's painful. Can you imagine being on this holy ground and you hear the story of our ancestors? He said, so they died with no hope. Say, yes, they died with no hope. He said, even pregnant women, they put here. He said, yes, even pregnant women, they put in this graveyard too. Now, this is not the end. It gets worse. It gets worse. We're going to finish. Let's go. Here we go.
I think that this Salaga town is a town that everybody needs to visit, because the history, the suffering, the agony, like what the events that has happened here. Yes. You see, if you don't come and experience it yourself, you will not understand.
Yes, the mere sight of just standing here,
it gives you chills. And I think that you should all try to visit this place.
And this is the origin of most of the African slaves.
This is the origin of most of the African slaves.
Cape Coast is an exit point.
Exit point.
From here, the slaves are taken to Cape Coast.
Cape Coast.
So this is the origin. Yes. So if you want to...
So he said that this place that they are at is where it started. This is the origin of where this horrific acts happened, from here. It started from here. And then the exit point was the coast. The exit point was the coast. So this is where some of our ancestors went through the door of no return. So once you go through there, boom, that's it. That's it. Say goodbye to your family. Say goodbye to everybody that you loved once you went through those doors, because you were not turning back. Nobody was coming to save you or nothing. Okay? You were already sold. Let's continue. Here we go.
If you are tracing your roots, you want to know the authentic history of the African slaves.
The Salaga.
Yes. Aside what you read in the book, you want to hear, get first-hand information about the African slaves.
He said you can't teach this in a book. You can't teach this in a book. He said you have to come here to get the real truth, the authentic. I'm gonna say it wrong. That's why I said real truth. So he said you have to come here to get the real truth. You will never read this in a book. You'll never read this in a book. He said, and we have to just continue to learn this, to learn what happened to Let's continue. Here we go.
Salaga. Okay. So then you mentioned there is a museum that has some of the original relics. That was you. Okay. The chain, the guns.
Even the share butter.
The share butter they were given. You still have some of it.
Calabash that they used
to bath. Okay.
And the chain that they used to chain the female slaves and the male slaves. You can see the difference.
They're out there. Oh.
Let's do a deal on this.
So now they're going to a place where now they're going to a place that's going to lead them to the Ivory Coast now, because remember they have to clean them first. Not lead them to Ivory Coast yet, but they're going to the Ashanti sellers market, right? So right now they got to make sure that the slaves are clean, that the skin is clean. There's nothing on the skin. They got to put that shea butter on them. The slaves have to be healthy, because if the slaves are not healthy, they don't get good money for the slaves. So they didn't understand this probably in the beginning. That's why they captured so many at one time and stuff like that, and didn't know that the well-being of the slave would not be right the way they first was capturing them. Okay, so they were losing a lot of people in the beginning. Okay, so now I guess as time went on, they got better at it, taking care of the slave, until they got to this place. Okay, and then you got the wells and baths that they washed, and then the shea butter comes after they done went to the cemetery. Now the shea butter comes, and so some died in the cemetery, and the rest who still had that fight in them, they took them to go get clean. Here we go.
Center for International Culture.
National Culture.
Center for National Culture. Okay,
Yes.
So finally we are at the Center for National Culture, Salaga Slave Museum. And we are about to enter this museum to see the original relics that the slave masters used and what the slaves also used.
Welcome to the Salaga Slave Museum.
Wow.
So these are the relics of the...
These are the original ones?
The original ones.
Okay.
Yes. So this one, that is why they used to shackle the slaves and bring them to the markets. Yes.
This one is it?
So they're showing us now relics of what the slaves had on. They're showing us these big chains, like, you know, these big dog collar chains and stuff that wrapped around the slave neck, the hands, and the feet. So this is what he's showing us right now. Here we go. Let's continue.
By female?
Both.
Both.
Yes, any of them uses it.
So this is for the leg?
The leg, yes. To fix here like this, then this one is used to hook against a tree or something. So the slave remains stagnant.
Wow.
Like that. So the same thing applies to all the others. So you try lifting this one so that you have experience something.
Try lifting this?
Yes.
What is this?
That is why they used to dig the...
It's very heavy.
Yes, so imagine, but so that's why they use...
That's like 10 kg.
Yes, that's why they used to dig the wells there. the wells and bath that we are coming from. That is why so you can
This is
imagine.
very heavy.
Yes, and you have to.
There's two different ends.
Yeah.
There's like the pointed end and there's like the chisel end.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And this one,
That is why the slave raiders used to
This is a
protect
snake.
themselves. Yes, against the possible attack of a wild animal. So that's the weapon they use. They could be attacked by a wild animal due to the dangerous nature of the road in which they are passed.
this is also another spear.
Another spear, yes. You know, those days it was not all that far from the Stone Ages.
It was not far from the Stone Ages.
Yes, so they were not
Okay.
sophisticated weapons.
But this looks very sharp.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this one,
So is the stick the original stick?
everything that you see here,
So this is like from the 18th century.
yes.
This stick, the wood must be very, very strong.
Yeah.
Okay.
The gun, that is the gun they use for raid, the slave raiders used to raid. So you see, it was, so when they enter in the community and they realize that people are hiding, then they start shooting.
So they put a gunpowder here.
Yes. So as they start shooting,
So now he's showing a gun. Okay. He's showing a piece be still. And this one was like, I'll say as long as a broom, y'all. That's how long the piece be still was. So what they would do is they would go into a community and they knew the people were hiding. And remember, our ancestors didn't know much about guns and all that stuff like that. So what happened is they would shoot up in the air, shoot the piece in the air. Okay. And so now the people will run out, and that's how they were able to capture them. So all the slave raiders who were from the Musa, that was their trick to make them come out. And the thing is, if our ancestors understood that that's loud sound, you're supposed to run away from that loud sound, they would not have come out. But they didn't understand. So now they would go into the community, shoot up these guns, these long piece be stills, as long as a broom. That's what I'm saying right now. It looks like as long as a broom, these guns from this century. Okay. And so they would shoot it up in the air. Everybody would scatter inside to find out what's going on. And then they would capture them. They would capture them. Yeah. So this was all thanks to the Musa, the Muslim religion. All thanks to the Musa that we were captured and sold like dogs. And Christians got in here and bought us like dogs. Let's continue.
wherever they are hiding, they come out and they will now catch them and then and they also use it to scare the stubborn slaves. Yes, if you are proving difficult or they realize you are becoming dangerous, when they head the gunshot, when they give a warning shot, then yes, and these guys were introduced to our people by the Dutch. So they call
Dutch.
Yes, so they call it the Dutch guns.
The Dutch guns.
Yes.
Okay. This one looks very long.
Yeah.
Are you afraid? Are you afraid?
And they also used the gun because he said they also used it to scare the stubborn slaves. So if they go into the community and they shoot this peace be still, and if the warriors run out and they see the warriors and the warriors are trying to defend the people in the village, then they will shoot those warriors with that gun. They would shoot those warriors and then still be able to capture everybody. Because every village, if you had a son, you know, your son was big, the body was broad, you know, they made you a soldier. Every young man who grew up healthy and strong, they made them a soldier and to protect the community. So those ones had to be fearless. So they would jump out, and these people from the Musa, the Muslim religion, The ones who were from the Musa, they would shoot them because the Musa had ties outside of Africa. Because remember, Muslims traded with everybody. You hear me? Okay. So they did business all over. You understand? So they got, they got spices, material. They got, all these things. You understand? They was able to get all these things. Okay. So they traveled all over. They did a lot of stuff. So when they came back home to Africa, most of these tribes didn't know about stuff like this. Okay. So once they found out that, okay, the cocoa bean is not making no more money for them, that the Atlantic slave trade was the new thing. This is when that's the lucrative, I'm saying it wrong. This is the business that they was like, let's get into this business. Let's get in here because we're going to make more money selling other tribes. Okay. So when we get in here, and I want to stretch, I want to sing this. Let's say it like this. I want to sing this to the heavens. When we get in here and we say only the Christian religion was responsible for our demise, that's not true. The Muslim religion was responsible for our demise too, because they captured us and then brought us to the white man. So now we know the truth. Now we understand the truth. Mind you, take heed, ain't never heard this before. I've never heard this before. Okay? I'm just letting you know. I'm telling you right now, I never heard of this before in my life. Both religions, because I want y'all to understand something. Everything started in Africa. I don't care what color you are. Once you trace your DNA, it leads to Africa. I don't care what color you are. You can be white as snow. Once they trace your DNA, it leads to Africa. Africa is the mother of everybody else. I don't care what tribe you think you from. I don't care what color you think you from. This is why some of y'all be shocked that you have lineage there. Okay? Because everything started from Africa. I don't care if you want to name yourself Muslim, you want to name yourself Christian. I don't care where you say, okay? I don't care what color, green, yellow, purple, white, whatever. You start from Africa. Your lineage starts from Africa, okay? I want you to understand this. It was your own that captured you. We got to understand this. It was your own that R-word you. It was your own that branded you. Caucasian people ain't come up with no branding. It was the Musa that came up with branding. The origin started there. It started there at the slave market that the Ashantis ruled. Let's continue.
I don't think George Fagan.
Okay, so what are these calabash for?
This one, those days, it's only it's only rich who drinks water
in the pot.
Yes.
Only the rich.
Only the rich.
Okay.
It was then termed fridge.
Okay.
Like today, the way if you want your water to chill, you put it in a fridge.
Olden days fridge.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's fridge.
That's this one.
Yes. So the slave agent, that is their fridge. What they use.
The houses and the zambrambes.
Yes.
Okay.
And this is what they use to store water. So imagine you traveling all the way from Upper East or Upper West to this place, and you have water in this.
In this.
So you, even the agent yourself,
how
much will you be able to drink?
300 to maximum 500 ml. That's 0.5 liters.
Yes, now that I talk of feeding a slave. So that tells you the kind of suffering the slave.
So this was for the slave masters?
Yes.
Okay.
And the slaves as well. So they sip, but the masters drink.
So, wait. The masters are like it?
Yes.
And the slave?
Something, yeah, exactly.
Just
yes.
Just a drop?
Yes.
Okay.
You have to wet your throat so that you keep going. And we made mention of them being given shea butter to moisturize their skin when bathed.
Yes.
So this is the shea butter. I told you, we have it. That's it there.
So it actually looks old, and then you could see a lot of fingers has been punched in it. I don't know if you can see, if you can see from this perspective, you know. So this is the original one.
Yes.
And it's been here from the 18th century.
Yes.
So it's the like the real shea butter that they used, and that was. And this depth that you see here that looks black, it actually very deep. It's not just the surface one. I wish I could dip my hands inside. Can I do it?
You can do it.
I want to dip my hands inside and we'll see. Look, it's all dirty everywhere.
So, Common Sense Channel. That's not what the puff said. That's not what the professor said. That's not what he said. He said they were Muslim already. So back in that time, they were already Muslim. So I don't know. I don't know if you're saying it right. Okay, but this is what the person who is there telling the story. He didn't say they just turned Muslim. He said they were already Muslim. Okay. And I okay, let's continue. Here we go.
So I could see like the dust and things from everywhere is inside. So like as you have seen the dirt, it's not like it's just on the surface. It's deep inside. That's what they used. Wow. And this
Hey,
calabash,
Walter, how are
That is what they
you?
use for bathroom.
for bathing. So this is what they used to fetch the water, and then they go and sit by that round hole,
Yes.
and then they'll be bathing.
Yes. And this one, you want to say something?
Yes. How many like water in this to bath and be clean?
You are not just to clear the dust, to get the dust.
So you didn't wash to be clean. This is what he's asking him. He says, so you didn't wash to be clean. You just washed to clear the dust. He said, yes, you just washed to clear the dust. And so they put the shea butter, you know, that special shea butter on you to make your body shine. Okay, here we go.
Oh, not to clean you. Yes, just to make you somehow just wash and well. And this one, that is what they use for eating. For the
This is
bowl.
their bowl.
Yes.
This is the bowl they used.
And at the same time, their cup.
Bowl and cup all in
Yes.
one.
Yes. Then this one, if you hold this, and then this, you could see the difference.
This is lighter. This is heavy.
So this is what they use to change the meal sleeves.
The meal sleeves.
This-
Can I see the height of it?
Yeah. It's very easy.
Wait, I want to ask, so where's the end? It's all fused together.
Yeah.
So is this just on one person?
This one that you see, they can use it to chain like 20 to 30 sleeves.
So he said on one chain they can chain up to 20 to 30 slaves on one chain. Okay. So remember when I told you in the beginning how they will put them back to back. So it depends on how they made these chains. Okay. It depends on if they gave them big links. I don't think it was the small links that we see today, but maybe the chain was made in bigger links. But he said 20 to 30 will walk together in this chain. Also, he said something that broke my heart too, is because when some of our ancestors who made it to the Ivory Coast, right, there would be like governors that would look down and see which slave was more beautiful You know what I'm saying? Like which woman slave was beautiful, you know, her body type. Mind you, you remember our ancestors didn't have clothes on. So they had like a little like cloth to cover the bottom. Some of them had the cloth to cover the bottom. Some of them did not. Okay. So now these governors would take like the pick of the litter. That's what they, you know, called us. The pick of the litter out of some of our ancestors, the women. Okay. And they would, you know, R-word them. And they would get pregnant because, you know, there was nothing going on back in that time. Women took in easily. So they would get pregnant. And what happened was the child would come out the color of this man. Okay. So the child could pass for white. Okay. So the child can pass for white. Okay. So what would happen is the governor would keep the child and make the child apprentice to him. So the governor would keep the child, and guess what they would do with the mother? After the mother had the baby, they would sell the mother. They don't need the mother. So not even that this mother got this woman had been R-worded, but she would have to produce this baby, okay? And then after that, then be sold, you know, then be shipped to wherever, okay? To be shipped to wherever, okay? So I didn't say they didn't have clothes, y'all. Please don't get in here and mess up the story. I didn't say they didn't have clothes. I said that they wore like something like a cloth on their, you know what I'm saying, on their bottom. Some of them did not have cloth. If y'all was here yesterday, you would have heard him say some of them did not have cloth when they were being sold. But they had cloth. I didn't say they didn't. Okay. So now this is what happened to a lot of our ancestors. So they were R-worded, give birth to this governor's child, and then they would still sell the mother. Well, not sell her, they already bought her. So they would just ship her. So there were many people who were there that would sleep with all these women there. These men who came from all over the world, sleeping with all our ancestors, impregnating them and keeping the children there with them because the child did not look like us. Okay. So, and like we all know that a woman from Africa can make all colors. Like if you look at our children right now, our children are all colors. Like the mama and daddy can be as chocolate and you have different colors. And not saying the white cheated or anything like that, but we make different colored children. Sometimes our children be rainbows. And I'm not saying the mother did any cheating, but sometimes the kids look like that. Okay? Sometimes the children look like that. Because we got in our family, we have 3 lighter ones. And the last one is like dark chocolate, like my husband. So y'all already know that anyway. That's just a little tidbit. So let's continue. Here we go.
So this is for that one leg.
Yeah.
Then to put another leg.
Yes.
Another leg.
Yes. No space.
No space.
No space.
Like squeeze, like sardine.
So they tied the knot here.
Yeah.
He said they're squeezed like sardines.
Look at what was used to chain our forefathers, fellow human beings.
Our forefathers.
Even you can't
And
use
they
this
expect you to
chain
walk.
animal, and they expect you to walk
From a far distance.
whilst you are in these shackles. This, I don't know how to explain or describe this feeling. It's out of this world, and this kind of wickedness, I don't know where it came
He
from.
said the wickedness. I don't know where it came from.
Look at how heavy it is.
Let me share something with y'all. He said this kind of wickedness, I don't know where it came from, but I'll share something with you. The love of money will have you sell everybody. Do you hear me? The love of money will have you go and pip smack your mama. The love of money will have you do some devious things to people in your family. The love of money is serious. You hear me? The love of money is serious. From Muslim to Christian, the love of money is serious. Do you hear me? So when we get out here and we're disgracing one religion, both of them was responsible for our demise. Both of them were responsible for selling us. Both of them was responsible for doing the evil atrocities to us. But the origin started in the Muslim religion, and then we were sent to the Christian religion, which both religions started in Africa. Y'all want to talk about that though? Y'all want to talk about that, right? Both religions started in Africa. Y'all want to talk about that though? So we done. We're finished. We're finished. Yeah. It's only like 2, maybe 1, 2 seconds. Let me see.
What's better, online therapy?
So that's the commercial. We done, y'all. That's it. So that was the trauma. And when I saw this with my husband, I said, can I bring this to my channel? Can I bring this to my channel? Because we always have people who get in here and say that Christianity was was the hand that played all the evil in our bloodline, but it was not. Both of them played the devil's advocate. Okay? So when I tell y'all, seek God for yourself. Seek God for yourself. Believe me, I know what I'm saying. Because man will fail you every time. Do you hear me? Y'all get up here, you worship pastor. Y'all get up here, you worship pastor. Pastor will go and deceive you, and then what happened? You will fall out of church. You'll stop going because you believed what the pastor said. You believed that the pastor was a good person. You believed that pastor was amazing. This is what you believed. I ain't lying to you. This is what you believe. And so, my brothers and sisters, seek the one true God for yourself. Man will fail you every time. Seek the one true God for yourself. Talk to God. He would love to hear from you. Talk to him. Because these religions will get you out here doing nonsense. You understand? Both religions played evil in our demise. Both of them. No one is not free from this foolery. Christian religion and Muslim, they both played a part in our demise, and we have to recognize that. We have to recognize that. This is not a black or white thing, because at the end of the day, only thing that happened that kept the white lineage to continue is that they made love to each other. So the color didn't change. Ain't that nasty? That's all they did. And that's how they stayed like that. But us, we can keep making love to the same color and the kids change. We're the only ones that can do that. We're the only original that can do that. Now, this is no hate to anybody, because we all our bloodlines originate from Africa. All of our bloodlines originate from Africa. But we have to get in here and start telling the truth. If it wasn't for y'all enslaving us, we would have never made it to the Ivory Coast. The horror that we have endured as a people started at home. And then we were sent abroad for more horror to come. My brothers and sisters, this is not for hatred. This is for healing. This is not for hatred. This is for healing. This is for healing. The uncomfortable truth is all of us are not going to think the same way. When Dr. Umar had put on his page last week that we need a civil war within the black community, and everybody was agreeing with him, we need a civil war. Do you know that Dr. Umar is a citizen of Ghana? He got citizenship in Ghana. So if something breaks out between us, he's able to hide and run to Ghana. He's able to run and hide to Ghana while the rest of us in here trying to delete each other. And that's nothing new because that's what y'all do already. You have no sympathy for human life. Some of y'all. But the ones who have sympathy for human life, that you understand that you must be the head of your household, and you understand that you must be the helpmate, and you understand that you must guide these children. We all need to connect. The ones who understand that a man needs to be at the helm of the family, we all need to connect, because the rest of these people who doing nonsense out here and getting in here talking about, I don't need no man, I don't never need no man, men ain't shit and this and all. We need to get rid of those people. We need to get rid of those people. And we need to understand what is right and what is wrong is wrong. And let us stop co-signing for foolery. You understand? Let us stop co-signing for foolery. Walker, thank you. I see you in my chat. I appreciate you. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say, Lord.
Your husband, but you can be submissive to your pastor. The Lord will bless you. You cannot be submissive to your husband, but you can be submissive to your pastor.
See that, my sisters? Some of y'all who jump up in church and start going crazy, you love the Lord and I love my pastor. You respect your pastor more than you respect your husband. Your husband is your spiritual head. And if you say you can't trust your husband being a spiritual head, why did you accept to marry him? If you can't trust your husband being your spiritual head, why did you accept to marry him? Because you get up here and you will tell your husband, oh no, I gotta go ask my pastor. I gotta go ask my pastor. This is why we're in this turmoil, because the black community is out of order. We out of order. We are out of order. We don't want no one to cover us. Only when we in financial hardship, then we want a head, then we want somebody to cover us then. When you going through struggles and you got all these kids, now you want a husband. Now you want a husband. The black community is in trouble because, and this is the uncomfortable truth, and this is nasty, and y'all could get mad with me if you want, but the black community is in trouble because they don't have a covering. Only some sisters are wise. They understand they need a covering. But the rest of y'all who out here making these baby kids and they out here terrorizing the community, this is our problem. This is our problem. And we'll continue to stay like this because nobody wants change. Nobody wants change. I enjoyed myself with y'all today. Okay? I enjoyed myself with y'all today. Everybody have a wonderful day. Y'all take heed to the message. Thank you so much for donating to the channel this morning. Brian, thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. I understand that this story was heavy because of my donations I got today. and also because of the views I got today, and also because the likes I got today. Because if Take Heed is not talking about pussy and dick, okay? If Take Heed is not talking about pussy or dick or back shots, nobody comes. Nobody comes. Okay? Nobody comes. Okay? So when people say all content creators get up here and do is talk about pussy and dick conversations, I'm one of them. I'm one of them. Because when it comes to teaching, nobody stays. Like, nah, this is not it. You'll even have people on YouTube that they might be well versed than me. They might speak better than me. They may be more educated than me. And they'll come clown me and subliminal messages and stuff that they put all over social media. But just like I tell you, everybody, some are street smart, some are book smart. But there's no need to clown anybody. There's no need to clown anybody. Some are street smart, some are book smart. I will never get in here and say I'm book smart, I'm street smart. You can't fool me in the street. I see you coming. Now, book smart, I'm not. My king has to take that up. That's why I have to always go to him. Honey, I don't understand this. Thank God my husband is a very astute type of man. I love that about him. Especially if I understand something. Honey, I don't understand this. Can you explain? So just because my channel do foolery sometimes, that's what I'm supposed to stay in. Take Heed will not stay in that realm. If I find something that's interesting, I'm going to bring it. And if you don't like it, that's your business. You want to unfollow me, I give two shits. I don't care. One thing Take Heed is going to do, I'm always going to speak the truth, even when you don't like it. Even when you don't like it. Even when you don't like it. So I don't want to hear nobody say that the Christian religion was a part of the of enslavement only. It was both of y'all. Muslim and Christian. It was both of y'all that was a part of our demise. Take heed to the message, everybody. Much love to you all. If you want to donate to the channel, you can donate through Cash App, through Super Chat, through Venmo. You can also shop with us. Our family business is called ubmracksfashion.com. Okay. Also, Mercari, POSHMARK, eBay is there too. If you want to shop merch, scroll to the top of the page. You will see shop or store. Get in there. They got hoodies, shirts, mugs, water bottles, baby clothes, all that good stuff. Okay. Much love to you all. Everybody have a wonderful day. God willing, I'll see y'all tomorrow. And we'll be back. No, I won't see y'all tomorrow. I'm not going to see y'all tomorrow. Okay? I have to go to New York with my husband. I won't see y'all tomorrow. Okay? I won't. That's going to be a long trip. I won't see y'all tomorrow. Okay? We have to go handle some business in New York tomorrow. So I won't see y'all. The next day I'll see y'all. Okay? Much love to y'all all. Y'all have a great one. Okay? If y'all learn anything about Shannon Sharpe, right? Y'all hit me in my DMs. Send it to me on Instagram. Okay? Because Shannon is in trouble. Lord, Shannon is in trouble. I don't believe he has something to do with the nonsense, but Shannon is in trouble. Y'all take heed to the message. No music, okay? No music. Have a great day, everybody.